So, very good morning, students. So, in the previous class, we finished about a work and kinetic energy and work energy theorem, and as well as we also finished related to that problems also. See, that I want to tell you, I think the problems also we finished, I think so, because related to the work energy theorem, right? Yeah, of course, this all example problems also finished. Now let us, I want to tell you another one. See, related to the same work energy and power. See, let us, coming to the point is, in general, here we should know about a potential energy. We know the potential energy because already also finished about a potential energy, the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position. So that for that expression, the potential energy relation, work is in the form of potential energy, mgh is over. And here kinetic energy relation, K is equal to half mv square is the kinetic energy. And here work energy theorem is nothing but a half mv square minus half mu square it is. These are the three relations already is finished. Now let us, I want to tell you by using the potential energy. See, we should know about a first point is related to the this potential energy. There are two statements are there. One we can say conservative force and one more we can say non-conservative. Sir, what are this? Conservative and non-conservative. See, the conservative force in the sense is very simple. Work done by the force is equal to 0. Conservative force in the sense is work done by the force is 0 is nothing but we can call as the conservative force. See, conservative force in the sense is work done by the force is 0 and it is independent on path followed. Sir, what are examples related to conservative force? Of course, conservative forces are nothing but a potential energies undercomes a conservative force. Potential energy comes under a conservative force. And not only potential energy, you take a spring force, you take a electrostatic force, like this all electrostatic field, this all comes under a conservative force. Work done by the force is equal to 0. That we can call as a conservative. Work done by the force is 0. And it is independent, I mean to say it is independent on path followed, right? It is about a conservative force. And coming to the point is work done by the conservative force is 0 is nothing but we can say the examples are spring force, like you take another one is potential energy, and one more also we can take as the I mean to say electrostatic force and the electrostatic field and etc. which comes under a conservative. And coming to the in this conservative, that work done by the conservative force is a potential energy we can take, no? So that there is a potential energy which we can define like this. In general, that potential energy U is equal to, here we can also take like this, or else it is we can take, we can say potential energy it is equal to U is equal to minus, we can take like this, it is a dW, actually work done, no? We can also say like this, it is the energy du by, or you say sorry, dF by we can say dx. It is also we can take as the conservative, work done by the conservative, and it is depends independent on path followed. It is about a conservative. And coming to the next one, non-conservative. Sir, what is non-conservative? Non in the sense is work done is not equal to 0. Work done by the force is not equal to 0 is nothing but a non-conservative. So the best example we know friction. Is it a frictional force is 0? Anywhere we'll get the frictional force is 0? It's not possible, because we don't have any smooth surfaces. So that for that purpose what we can say, work done by the frictional force is not equal to 0 for a given a closed path, any closed path. In conservative also we can say in a closed path. So it is a followed by the path. Which one? Conservative, non-conservative is followed by the path. So that there is a frictional force is the best example, because frictional forces will not get a 0. So that work done by the frictional force is not equal to 0. This is very clear. So that it is a conservative and non-conservative related examples and like this. Now let us, I want to explain you about a spring force. See, because there is a spring force, work done by a spring force is there. So you say spring force, or we can also call it is a spring constant. Force constant, we can also call force constant, or we can say spring constant. See, we can say both, it is same. What is this? Actually, you take a one spring, and it is a spring is hanging from the rigid support like this. One end of a spring is, it is fixed at a rigid support, other end it is to be free end. For this free end, you add some load. Of course, there is a load is added. So that what happens, there must be a load added, no? Therefore, the spring is, it is stretches downward like this. It may be stretches. There is an extension produced in the spring because of the load applied, or because of the force applied, because of the deformation is applied. Deforming, there is a force is applied, that force we can call as a deforming force. Because of the deformation force, that is to be stretched little distance, the x distance is it is the displaced, and here again it is what happens, it is restores because of the load added for the spring. Therefore, it is stretched down, and as well as the again it is restore the same distance because of the restoring force. There is a condition, force directly proportional to x, extension produced, that is load added or F is added, force added. Therefore, F directly proportional to x, that is equal to minus also we can, because again it is restoring, no. Therefore, there must be a constant introduced, that constant we can call as the spring constant. Spring constant, which we can say like this. So, F is equal to minus kx, therefore, k is defined as minus F by x. This is about a spring. It is nothing but a what, a spring constant or a force constant is defined as. It is a force acting per unit extension or per unit elongation for the given spring. Force acting per unit extension or per unit elongation, which we can call as the force constant or a spring constant. Sir, what about units? Of course, in CGS we can say dyne per centimeter, in an MKS we can say Newton per meter. Sir, what about the dimensional formula? DMF, we can take DMF like this by using this m L t power minus 2 by L, so that m t power minus 2. This is the dimensional formula of spring constant or a force constant. This is related to what? About a spring and force constant. In general, in the spring, work done in a spring, work is in the form of a potential energy that we have to derive. Now we know it is a F is equal to kx, there is a force is F is equal to kx. By using this principle, now we have to derive an expression in case of a potential energy, work done in the potential, or we can say potential energy in the spring. Potential energy in the spring, let us. Here we know the force constant, or we can say there must be a force applied, then that is we can say F is equal to minus kx. So, because of the force applied, that spring is extended through a distance is x. Again it is released, therefore it is again it is restores in the same manner, that is opposite manner. There is a work is said to be done. So, that work done is equal to, we can say work done which is in the form of a potential energy in the given a spring, which is in the form of a potential energy. Therefore, work done is equal to F into, we say dx. Sir, why dx? Because it is a small distance is produced. So, that there is a F will be, we know, minus kx. You take it, here it is a dw is equal to minus F into x into dx. You keep like this, I mean to say kx it is. So, this is what it is about a work done in the spring. Therefore, now let us you apply integration method, it is minus kx into dx. So, that work done integration dw is nothing but a w, it is k into x into dx. See, from 0 to x you take, or else you want to say another also I will tell you, that is a power, it is you say 1. There will be a power for the x is you take as a 1. Therefore, work done is equal to, we can say like this, minus k into x square by 2 from 0 to x. Therefore, it is minus k x square by 2. This is we can call as the work done by the spring, which is in the form of a potential energy. That is, potential energy is the conservative force. Suppose here also we can take a positive also, because which is moving opposite, no, of course. So here we can also take as a positive also, no problem, because that is again it is restoring in the back, no. Of course we can take minus as plus also, no problem. Suppose sometimes he may give you, instead of 0 to x, he may give you from x1 to x2. So the same derivation, everything is same, but here instead of taking this x and x1, x1 to x2 you take, then here you will get x1 to x2, then the final will be, yeah, it is also correct, but now the positions are given from x1 to x2, so that you take like this, it is work done is equal to minus k into by 2 into x2 square minus x1 square, yes, of course, or we can take as k by 2 into x2 square minus x1 square, or else to take a minus inside, then we can say like this also, no problem, right. So this is will be which is stored in the form of potential energy. You say U is the potential energy, k by 2 into x1 square minus x2 square. It is related to what? Related to the spring. In a spring there is a work is said to be done, the work done which is in the form of a potential energy. So work done, it is in the form of a potential energy, that is in a spring cases. In case of a spring you say, right, it is related to spring related cases, clear, no. Now let us, I want to tell you another one is there, that is about a law of conservation of energy, which is very very important in this chapter, because in this chapter we will get the one LAQ in the final, no. So that is, one is work, I mean kinetic energy and work energy theorem is over, and the second LAQ, go for second LAQ. Second LAQ, that is law of conservation of energy. On this basis, let us we have to prove. Sir, what is law of conservation of energy? Very simple. The energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but the total energy remains constant in the universe. The energy remains constant, either maybe in the form of kinetic energy or maybe in the form of potential energy, like it is maybe. That's what. The energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it is a total energy remains constant in the universe. That is, the total energy will be like a sum of potential energy plus kinetic energy. Potential energy plus, that's what, the energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but the total energy, it remains constant in the universe. Sum of potential and kinetic energy, total energy will be. But the energy can be changed from one form to another form. I will tell you best example. Light energy is there. The light energy can be converted as to be sound energy, because the bell rings. And not only that, the light energy can be converted as the mechanical energy, because the fan is because it is nothing but there it is to be. In case of a fan, what happens, that electrical energy converted into mechanical energy, like AC also running, AC also converted, refrigerator also there it is to be converted as the mechanical energy, like it is to be conversion. That's what, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it is converted into different form of energies. Sir, what actually we have the question by using the law of conservation of energy? Of course there is a question. So now we have to verify the law of conservation of energy or the total energy in case of a freely falling body. Suppose the body falling freely under a gravity, it is falling. So during that path we have to verify the total energy. What will be the total energy for case of a freely falling? Not only that, in case of a vertically projected also we have to verify the total energy. Not only that, in case of a simple pendulum, that is there in the simple harmonic motion, not required here. Let us, we have to verify two cases. In case of a freely falling body, what will be the total energy? And in case of a vertically projected body, what will be the total energy? These two cases here we have to derive. But in these two cases, only one case is there in the examination pattern, that is in case of a freely falling body. I will tell you two cases. Yeah. Now we have to verify law of conservation of energy in case of a freely falling body. This is the question. In case of freely falling body, when body falling under a gravity. So in this situation, now we have to verify the total energy is equal to, what will be the total energy, what is in the form, what will be the form, right? Let us, you take a freely falling body, the body falling under a gravity freely like this. It is falling from an height is h. Now during this path, now we have to verify the total energy. Each and every point we should verify the total energy. What will be the total energy? So it is impossible to verify each and every point, no? For that purpose, you take you take 3 points. It is at a one point, you say A, this is point B and point C. Suppose you verify at a point A, you will get the one energy. Then after you get, again you verify the B. If A we will get a one energy, no? The B we should also get a same energy. Therefore, we can say this path energy will be same. And in the same way, we should get a C also same. If we will get the same energies each and every point, therefore we can say energy remains constant. Otherwise, it's not constant. Of course, it is verified only. It's nothing to worry. Let us. The body falling under a gravity, that is, you say A is equal to G, because it is falling under a gravity. When falling freely, therefore height is decreases, but the velocity is increases. Height decreases in the sense is potential energy decreases, and the speed increases in the sense is we can say kinetic energy increases. There we can also say loss in potential energy is equal to gain in kinetic energy, because potential energy is loss and the kinetic energy is gain. That is what we can say, loss in potential energy is equal to gain in kinetic energy. We can also say like this. Now let us, when falling freely from an height h, so that this you take the distance travelled by the body during the A to B, we can say x. And what about this path? This path you take total h, no? And from this h you subtract this value, you will get the h minus x, this path. Very simple derivation. Let us, you take first at point A. At a point A, verify the total energy, that is total energy at a point A, potential energy plus kinetic energy. You verify potential and kinetic energy. After getting the values, substitute at that point, we will get the one answer. We will see what we will get. See, first one, you take a potential energy at a maximum height, no? However, it is located at height h, therefore potential energy will be mgh. Sir, what about kinetic energy? Of course, the kinetic energy, it is at a maximum height, no? For maximum height, the velocity is 0 at a maximum height point. So that you take mv square at v is equal to 0, kinetic energy at that point will be 0, then therefore 0. Now, this is the potential energy and it is a kinetic energy. You substitute here, the total energy will be mgh plus 0. So at a point A will be mgh. So it is in the form of a what? It is in the form of a potential energy. It is in the form of a potential energy. Like in the same way, we have to verify at a point B also. See, at a point B also we should get the same energy. If we will get the same energy, therefore the path remains same. Otherwise it is not same. Now let us will see the second point. At point B you take, that is again total energy at a point B is equal to potential energy point B, kinetic energy point B. See, let us, we have to say about a potential energy. Look at this B position located from the surface at a height of h minus x. So the potential energy always we should take from the ground. So here you say mgh dash. H dash will be, it is above the ground. How much height is there? H minus x. You take as h minus x. At a point B is equal to mg into h minus x. So that B is equal to mgh minus mgx. This is the point B, potential energy. As usual, we have to get kinetic energy at a point B also, half mv square. Of course, the body falling freely. Freely in the sense is u0. But it is falling with velocity v, no? That v we should get. Sir, v how will get? V square minus u square is equal to 2as. So v square minus 0 square 2g, s will be x. You take as x. So v square is equal to 2g x. This you replace here. V square as it is, you replace v square with 2gx. Therefore, kinetic energy at a point B is equal to half m into 2gx, 2 cancel, kb is equal to mgx. Now we know kinetic energy at a point B, we know kinetic potential energy at a point B, and you substitute here these two values you take here. Therefore total energy at a point B is equal to mgh minus mgx plus mgx. Of course these two are cancelled, therefore total energy at a point B will be mgh. To get point A mgh, point B also mgh. Of course it is the energy remains constant during the point A and point B. Sir, what about the point C? Yes, of course you take it at a point C. Yeah, point C will be, look at, see at a point C in the sense is it is reached to the ground, therefore total energy will be both. So potential energy will be, almost it is reached the ground now. Is there any height? There is no height, so that you say mgh, in that mgh is 0, so that we will get the potential energy will be 0. Sir, what about kinetic energy? Here kc is equal to 1 by 2 mv square. Again we should get the v, because it is falling with a velocity we know. V square minus u square is equal to 2as, u is equal to 0, a is equal to g, s is equal to h. V square minus 0 square is equal to 2gh root, or else you say 2gh. Just you replace this v square as v square, right? So kc is equal to 1 by 2 m into 2gh. So 2 cancel, kc is equal to mgh. Now you take total energy at a point C is equal to potential energy 0 and kinetic energy as mgh. Now you look at the three expressions and 3 points. Total energy at a point A is equal to total energy at a point B is equal to total energy at a point C. During the freely fall, the energy remains constant, which is in the form of a potential energy, which is in the form of a potential energy, because at a point A the energy will be what? mgh, and at a point B energy will be what? mgh, and at a point C energy will be what? mgh. So that during the freely fall, the energy remains constant. Which energy? Total energy remains constant, which is in the form of a potential energy. Clear? It is a verification. It is a verification of a freely falling body. When falling body, therefore the total energy will be like this. And here the one condition you remember everyone, when there is a body falling freely, therefore its height is decreases and the speed is increases. When height decreases is nothing but a potential energy, there is a loss in potential energy, and a speed increases in the senses there is a gain in kinetic energy. Therefore there is a one conclusion, loss of potential energy is equal to gain in kinetic energy. So this is the verification in case of a freely fall. Like again we have in case of a vertically projected also. Of course it is not there for IP examinations, this is only there for IP, it is for LAQ, very very important. You keep, it is like 3 stars or 4 stars like this. It is for 8 marks question, very very important. Without fail you read today only, you finish it this derivation. You practice it, because it is a very very important. That is what again and again I am telling you. Work in this chapter, work energy theorem is one question is important, kinetic energy derivation is important, as well as the for freely falling body also important. Law of conservation of energy. That is what law of conservation of energy in the sense is the energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but the energy can be converted from one form to another form, which may be converted into one form to another form. Okay, to be like that, so that it is a verification is finished, and we will see in the next class, that is about a vertically projected also, that we have to discuss in the next class. Okay, this is the actually today's class, and we will see in the next class. Thank you very much.